everyone thinks that I've sold. No, I didn't sell.
For Tesla investors, Tesla stock has been very red the past week, like Kelvin's t-shirt over here. So Kelvin, welcome back to the channel.
Hey, thanks for inviting.
We're going to talk about Tesla today, what he's been doing with his holding and his plans for the future. So click subscribe to stay updated to more videos on Tesla. Kelvin, you've been a Tesla investor for 3 years. What is your total investment return so far?
So just for context, I've currently holding about 1,100 Tesla stocks. Profit about 9% only. So it's around like $20,000 return. Yeah, not too much, nothing too big. Yeah.
So it's still a gain, but again, the stock price has been moving up and down a lot. Actually, earlier this year in January 2023, the stock price was as low as $102. Back then, do you buy, sell, or hold?
Everyone thinks that I've sold. No, I didn't sell. And also I didn't buy back then lah. So that was my last year's plan. I didn't want to do anything to Tesla anymore. Not because I hate the stock. It's because I didn't want to risk my entire retirement on just one stock. So instead, I started adopting the core satellite portfolio strategy, where like for some Tesla investors, they are going in like 100% Tesla, 80% Tesla. I didn't want that to do that lah, because it would be too risky for me. So instead, I try to make the core parts using like VWRA, SPY ETF to stabilize the entire part of my portfolio, and the Tesla as a satellite. So you form maybe 20-30% of the entire holdings, and not like 80%. That'll be too risky for me lah.
For newer investors, these are like ETFs, right? A basket of different stocks, not just one company.
Yeah.
What is your current portfolio allocation of Tesla stock, and where do you want it to be?
So last year, my Tesla stock allocation was about 85%. This year is already down to 64%. So I'm halfway there. I'm intending to reach about 30%, 20% holdings. At least they will let me sleep better at night. They will let my wife sleep better at night lah. So that's my goal. Not so much to what big lah, but I think I don't need the money. I don't need to earn the money from Tesla. I can earn it from elsewhere.
Yeah.
To me, the more important thing is about having to sleep peacefully lah.
So that's a good principle to have. Whatever principles you hold, whether you're all in or you want the right mix. What happens, Tesla has been a very volatile stock. In 2013, the stock went up by 3.5 times. In 2020 first half, the stock went up by 7 times. What if one of these years, in the next few years, the stock price surges again and suddenly it becomes 80-90% of your portfolio? Will you then sell all Tesla stock again to bring it down to 35%? How do you think about that?
So the thing that I'm doing with Tesla is that I'm not just holding the stock, I'm also using it to sell options. So it doesn't make sense for me to sell the stock when I still believe that the fundamental is still intact. So in that case, I will just use Tesla to do all my option plays, like selling a covered call, selling a covered put, to generate a consistent income lah. So even if I sell, I have to find somewhere else to put the money. I can't find a better place to put the money other than Tesla lah. Yeah, so I'll just keep holding no matter what.
We hope that SpaceX and Starlink will IPO one day, and X as well in the coming years when it reaches profitability. What would you say is the biggest catalyst for Tesla stock in the next 2 years?
I think it's not just one single catalyst, it's a lot of catalysts altogether. So earlier this year, Tesla announced that, what's that called? Tesla Next Gen platform. I see it as a like budget vehicle kind of thing. Right? So it's a next gen platform. With it, you will have like combat car, a van, and a bus. So that will be the first catalyst. They'll have another range of new series of vehicles for Tesla. Like. It's not just Model 3. It's not just that Sox Taxi and the Semi anymore, right? It's a lot more vehicles that will capture a lot more market going forward. Then the other thing is, okay, the Cybertruck is here already, but it haven't started really earning money yet. So over the next 2 years, you will start to see a lot more revenue coming from there. Okay, so then the next thing is that Tesla, the car sales is like 85% of their entire revenue.
That's right.
But you will see, you don't neglect the other part, which is like energy and the services part. Those parts can also grow quite fast too. So especially when all all the other EVs are starting to adopt Tesla's the supercharger network, then you will see the energy revenue going up from there too. Then also maybe FSD.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? FSD could really launch in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
It's possible, like, it's totally possible. What else? The Tesla bots, the Tesla Optimus. Who knows, maybe it will start mass production within the next 2 years. So a lot of different verticals that could be a big catalyst for Tesla. Yeah.
I think the uncertain part for a lot of investors is, like you say, right? Who knows and when? Elon Musk is talking about FSD for many years.
Who knows?
Right now, it's still 85% car. And so some retail investors will say, Kelvin, when I look at car industry PE ratio, General Motors, Ford, GM, their PE ratio is like 6. Toyota's PE ratio is 10. Tesla's PE ratio right now is about 69, 10 times higher. So is it overvalued?
Overvalued, yes. But I think it's just the same thing as, like, if you go restaurant to eat, right? Overvalued doesn't mean that it's bad. You are paying for the price for the value that you get, lah. What you get from Tesla, you get a high growth from Tesla. You get a huge moat, probably. You get a potential to even hop in big from other, like just now what I mentioned, the broad energy, the high adoption rate. People are choosing Tesla over other car makers. So all this will justify the high value. Will it collapse back down? Yes, if Tesla stops delivering what they promised, then in that case, all of us will have to be scared. But if they keep delivering what they wanted to do in the first place, I think this high PE ratio will just keep going on.
That's right. So we're going to see how this plays out in the coming years. Tesla is where it is today because in first half of 2020, the world finally saw Tesla as a successful EV company. Huge valuation gain. The next leap is the world needs to see Tesla as a successful AI company or energy company, whatever that means for the world. Tesla is very volatile. So is it a high risk stock to invest in?
Yes, but the thing is, it's becoming a lot less riskier as compared to just a few years ago. So right at the start, 26, I forgot when Tesla came out. Back when Tesla came out, not many people believe in EV. So Tesla proved them wrong. A lot of people are buying EV as their next car right now. Okay, so that's the first thing. They have the what's it called? First move advantage part. So people are choosing them when buying EV. So that's one risk gone from them. Then the other thing is that, okay, right now they are concentrating their factories in Shanghai. A huge part of their production is in Shanghai. So what are they doing? They are building factories elsewhere, probably in Mexico, probably in India. So they will reduce their political risk, probably. Then the other one is competition. With Tesla being so far ahead of all the rest, competition is not really a factor here. Plus, the competitors is forced to use Tesla's supercharger network.
Oh yeah.
So that part of the risk is also more or less gone, unless they start catching up. Okay, even if they catch up, Tesla has technologies, for example, FSD, insurance, that the others don't have. So that's another huge moat. So that part of the risk is gone too.
And they could also license FSD and Tesla insurance, like what they've done for the supercharger network.
Correct. So probably the only risk remaining is Elon Musk. He's talking shit on Twitter. So recently he go and challenge
Mark Zuckerberg on the fight. Good win his house.
But it seems like he draw back. He withdraw his challenge . So I think that's the only risk. But I feel that, like, as the company grows bigger, as there's more management in place, the risk on Elon Musk is becoming lesser and lesser. Like whatever he talks, it doesn't really affect the company's fundamentals that much. So even the risk is there, but it's very minimal. So when you add up everything, the risk on Tesla, it becomes a lot lower as time goes by.
Agree. Whatever we think about the key man risk of Elon Musk, whether it's high or low, the reality for all of us is that risk is trending downwards over time. Now, Tesla has really done a great job making EVs affordable. The Model 3 you can get in California after the state and federal subsidies for $30,000 US. So imagine next gen car, $25,000 US. Here in Singapore though, a Model 3 costs $170,000 US. Kelvin, would you ever buy a Tesla car?
This 170 doesn't include COE, right?
Includes still a lot.
So I think to me it's a luxury spend. a normal car, not let's say not Tesla, a normal car costs maybe 100K plus minus. So if I were to, first thing I wouldn't get a car because I already have Grab. I can Grab everywhere. And for me to consider Tesla as a purchase, it needs to be at least like 0.1% of my net worth. The spend lah. So 170K means that my total net worth needs to be like 10.7 million.
17 million, 0.1%.
17 million.
Damn.
I failed to even consider Tesla as a purchase. Otherwise, it wouldn't make financial sense to me.
That's a high bar.
Like imagine I telling people to save money, eat cai fan.
Yeah.
Then I go and buy Tesla. It doesn't gel with my personality and the channel's direction. So at the very least, I need to reach there first for me to consider it as a leisure spend.
So you heard it here first. If you see Kelvin driving a Tesla one day, that means his net worth is at least 17 million already.
Yes.
Thank you, Kelvin, so much for sharing your views on Tesla stock. You will actually find Kelvin as well for Tesla investor panels at TeslaCon Singapore on 11 November at Pasir Panjang Power Station. You can buy your early bird tickets now by going to TeslaConSG.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
See you guys there.
Together with a panel of investors, not just from Singapore, but around the world. If you found this video useful, please click the like button. Please subscribe to Kelvin's channel. He will share with you. You still share some pet pictures, right?
Stop really.
Yeah. So maybe if you ask him enough, you'll come back and click subscribe to stay updated to more videos on Tesla.
Yeah.
What? Big.